Welcome in to the Pillow Talk edition here on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. This one we call Pugs Parker proudly present Pillow Talk. It's myself and James Parker. We do this every Monday through Thursday. 9 p.m.? 9 p.m. we come on here and we just talk. This is conversational. This is Pillow Talk every Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Not to be confused with the daytime show, which I do every Monday through Friday at noon. We call that one High Noon, and that's about topics, current events, trends, headlines, whatever it is that's happening in the world. I try and bring it to you right there every day at noon, Monday through Friday. It is my gift to you because I want you all to be as up to speed and, not being... What the... Oh, I know what that means. That means a call to the pen. It's a High Noon show. Ladies and gentlemen, here he comes making that slow walk from the outfield bullpen. 2 outs. Bottom 9. Bases, I don't care. James Parker, ladies and gentlemen, bring him on.
To be with you.
Good to have
Do I have
you.
an echo? Did you hear that? You hear an echo?
I don't hear an echo. Do you hear an echo?
I did. Fix it on my end.
Don't start with the echoes. You people and your echoes. I swear to God. Not you people, me. They're my echoes. Apparently they're being created. I'm the one that is ultimately responsible for whatever this is that's going on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Echo anyone?
I do not hear an echo.
You don't hear that?
No, I don't. You sound fine to me. How about to Jeff? I'm going to specifically ask Byron or Jeff. Jeff, do you hear an echo on James's end? Can we continue? No, oh yeah, James absolutely has an echo. Okay, I don't know why that is happening.
Yeah. Echo.
I don't know what to do.
That's cool.
I don't know what to do, man. So you want to reboot and we'll reconnect or whatever? Try it again?
Oh, you want me to shut?
Well,
let me
start from
leave
scratch?
and come back on. No, don't start from scratch. I'll just leave and come back.
Well, yeah, no, I wasn't going to. I meant you. Just disappear and come on back and we'll see if that works. Okay, sometimes, because I don't care what anybody says, this technology is still in the infancy. Sure, it'll work like 75% of the time. But there's a high percentage of glitches. High percentage of issues. This technology is not at a place where we needed to rely on it. We were not ready to rely on this kind of technology. James Parker, ladies and gentlemen, here.
Please don't have an echo.
I don't hear an echo. I do not know if the chat room hears an echo.
There's an echo. There's an echo. This kind of worse. It sort of breaks up a little. You doing something over there?
Yeah, Ed is over on my end playing with everything. He's in charge.
He might have fixed it already then.
I don't know, or maybe not.
Okay, do you hear me now? Because I don't hear the echo.
Keep talking.
Do you hear me now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
All right, they're saying it's all good. Now I need to know what Ed did. I need to know what did Ed do? What was it on my end? Because I haven't touched anything, so I don't know. I'm hoping whatever the hell just happened here maybe fixes our problem, our inability to play audio cleanly or video cleanly. I don't know. Who knows? All right, James. Hey, James and I, yesterday, we like to hip each other to new things. And yesterday, James came on board, and you had what? You had that soda? What did you try?
Coke. It was space-flavored Coke. It's called a Coke Starlight or Starlight Coke.
And what did you say it tasted like?
What tastes like space? It's space flavored.
Tasted like the void of space. Okay, so I have gone out and I have purchased a Starlight, and you had zero Dr. Pepper. It was zero, right? Zero flavor.
Yeah, it's zero sugar. So fantastic. Right. Well within my diet. Got to keep it up. Still Speedo season.
Whoa. Okay.
pretty good, right?
It's not bad. It's not bad. Like there's whatever this is. It's not like oh that's gross. It's I don't know. I think I prefer Coke Zero better. I think I
Okay.
just regular Coke Zero is better. It tastes like it's a funny tasting Coke Zero. That's it.
Fir-
That's what I'll give
First,
it.
first, I do like the zero drink. So the fact that it has zero and kind of has that zero aftertaste doesn't bother me in the least. If it does bother you, it might ruin this drink for you. Secondly, it's sort of analogous. I was surprised at how much I liked Coke with lemon in it, and then I was surprised how much I like Coke with lime in it. And this is kind of down that rabbit hole where it's just sort of like a berry-ish, like I said yesterday. If you took one of each of the different 5 Skittles and chewed them up, and
Yeah.
then took a swig of Coke, it's kind of what it tastes like.
I don't know what this flavor is. At some point, right around the turn of the century, right around the year 99, 2000, the entire world started to get like new alien flavors. Like we had all become accustomed to a certain amount of flavors, right? There were no shocking flavors.
Well,
Almost
no. The new thing was you're saying this just a little bit wrong. It's when flavors became ethereal concepts, right? Because
no, dude. I'm going 20 years before that. Yeah, the whole starlight ethereal. You know what is a flavor really? We can make up whatever we
so I'm
want.
saying,
No,
and
this
so
is
like it
just the
surfaced in the
evolution of what I'm talking about.
yeah, but
I'm specifically talking about when Red Bull was introduced, and they specifically did not tell anybody what that flavor was, and everybody was like, "I have never tasted. This isn't cherry. This isn't grape. This isn't pineapple. What the hell? It's almost like a bear aspirin, like a children's bear aspirin."
no,
You know?
I think dude, no. We're totally on the same page. I'm just not describing it well. So this surfaced in the Gatorade world as Arctic Blast. It's like, well, what the
Yes.
hell's Arctic
Yeah.
Blast taste like? It's just a concept.
Right.
Like it's not a food, it's not a berry, it's not. It doesn't taste like a steak or a mineral or a fruit.
There is no linear understanding of that flavor. Like if you
Mhm.
give me a cherry Coke, I understand where the cherry comes from and what to expect, right? Like I get it was once a fruit. I've had the fruit, so this is that fruit mixed in with Coca-Cola. I understand. I don't know what Starlight Coke is supposed to taste
No.
like. I do know what cherry Coke is. Or hold that thought, because I have a second one. One of the other new Coke Zero flavors.
Which
and I
one
wanna
is
try
this?
This one, James. This is cherry vanilla. Cherry vanilla
Okay.
Diet Coke Zero. Now, this is in theory, cherry and vanilla and Coke Zero. 3 things that I love. Those are 3 really solid.
Cherry Coke's good, vanilla Coke is good. Now they do the cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper that I've had, and they also do Dr. Pepper mixed with cream soda. So these hybrids turn out very good sometimes.
Hold on, James.
Well, it can't be bad. It's somewhere between good and fantastic. It just can't be bad.
The new Coca-Cola Zero cherry vanilla might be the most delicious zero soda I have ever
Good.
had.
Good to hear.
You described it perfectly. It tastes like a cherry Coke mixed with a cream soda. That's what the flavor is. That is what the cherry vanilla Coke Zero tastes like. A cherry Coke with vanilla with a cream soda, like half cream soda, half cherry Coke. Oh, is that good? All right, hats off to Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of all the zeros. And y'all can go and tell me sucralose will give you cancer. Yeah, but we'll have you fat.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Cancer. What's gonna give me cancer? We're gonna find out that cell phones are giving us cancer. We're gonna find out that Wi-Fi is gonna lead to the most horrible cancer outbreak a generation has ever suffered.
Well, I like
Wi-Fi cancer. It's gonna be called.
my favorite one is the sun will give you cancer. It's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Live underground, like in the H.G. Wells time machine? I'm just one of the Morlocks. I only come out at night. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Do you know what'll give you cancer, James? You want to know what?
Everything.
You want to know? No,
Living.
seriously.
Cellular mitosis.
There you go. Being born and the cruel eventuality of cellular mitosis, as James just brought up. If you live long enough, cancer's gonna get you, because that's just what's in the deal. When you're born, it's like at any minute it can all go haywire. One cell will just get a little bit kinky, and then all of a sudden, you'll have leukemia at 40, which is not fun. But I mean, come on, cancer.
Yeah. Well, look, and
everything causes cancer. I'm not worried about Coke Zero.
That's the great thing about getting older is like, even if I got cancer at this point, I'd be like, hey, what took you so long? You know, I already did all the fun stuff, right?
Yeah, well,
What do you
uh, hold on. I want to go back to something you were talking about, which was the Gatorade flavor.
yeah, Arctic Blast
Yeah, again, there is no linear connection to any of these. These are all just
concepts.
concepts. Yes, they're not actual flavors. Like Arctic and blast, those were two words that were used to describe, a weirdly colored beverage. But when you first saw like Gatorade Arctic Blast, did you know what to expect?
Uh See, I could tell more from the fact that it's colored light blue
So what did
than
they
the
do?
actual
This is gonna
name.
yes, colors have flavors now in the Gatorade spectrum. Like
Well,
blue
there was
is
a
a
good
flavor. If
there
you
was
tell
a
someone to go get you a Gatorade, you tell them what flavor, you tell them what color.
there's sort of an urban theory going around that if someone identifies a Gatorade by its actual flavor and not its color, they're definitely a cop.
Really? Is that
Yeah.
means you're a cop? That's one of the tells.
Yep.
Okay, all right, that makes
Dead
sense.
giveaway.
I like the light green Gatorade. If you ever are buying me a Gatorade, you can't go wrong if you just pick out the one that's
The
light green.
green.
Now,
Yeah.
now I don't like the classic. I don't want classic green with the orange trim bottle. I like the cucumber. Have you had the cucumber Gatorade?
Oh wow. No, man,
I love it.
it's still good, but it might
Cucumber
be my
lime.
least favorite Gatorade. I know what you're talking about, and I still like it. That's just how much I
Cucumber
like
lime?
Gatorade, period.
Really? That's your least favorite
It
cucumber
m-
lime?
it might
Oh,
be. I like all the other ones. I like whatever the pink one is too.
I don't know what that is.
My girl started drinking the pink one because it's pink and it's cute, but now I like it and I have to run around with the pink drink often.
Do you
And
guys are you guys a Gatorade house? Because my kid likes this other stuff. This like Johnny come lately to the Gatorade world. I don't even know what it's called. He's like, I
well,
like this for
body
fun."
armor is the kind of the trendy one right now. Are you
Yeah,
familiar with body armor?
yeah, I've seen
And
that.
it's okay. I like it. No, we are 1 foot in the Gatorade household and 1 foot in the Powerade. And look, it's not
Powerade,
all.
that's it. Powerade, that's the one my kid likes. My kid
It's not
likes
a Johnny
Powerade.
Come Lately. That's been around since we were kids. And
I
so
know. Since you were kids, I was probably going through my first divorce when that was introduced to market. Powerade was
okay,
came 10, 15 years after Gatorade.
after you stopped with sports, Powerade came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So the one that's probably our favorite out of all of them though is the Blue Powerade Zero. It's a zero, and it doesn't have that sticky syrupy aftertaste where it's like after you take a couple drinks. Like it actually quenches
No.
your thirst, but it tastes fantastic. Has 0 calories. Other than that, all our favorites are Gatorades, and it is some of these ethereal concept flavors like Frost Riptide. I have no idea what that's supposed to taste like, but I know it's light purple.
Hey, did Sonic kind of get into this? Sonic with their Sonic has a drink called the Ocean Water that is like my favorite. I just love it. Every time I go to Sonic, I have to get an Ocean Water.
So
And that's got a
ocean water is I believe it's the coconut slushy flavored and 7 Up.
I, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's almost like a vanilla flavor to it as well. And I think there's pineapple in there. I don't know. There's all kinds of things going on with the
no,
Ocean Water.
I had to I
Definitely
had to
7 Up. Definitely Sprite or 7 Up though. You're
it's
absolutely right.
within the last 6 months I had to look this up to explain to one of my kids because I remember when I looked it up, we used to hang out at Sonic way too much during the summer. There was a volleyball court there and we would just stay there for like 4 hours at a time because it was free, we had no money.
Well, then you would
And
know
so I
more
learned
than me.
I learned what ocean water was back then, and then I had to relook it up just this year because the kiddos were asking. Because I ordered an ocean water, and they're like, "What flavor is that?" I'm like, "It's a mix of I don't remember. I gotta look it up."
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Sonic Ocean Water recipe. Whew. Excuse me. Let's see. You're probably right. If you grew up with Sonic, I'm a Johnny Come Lately to Sonic. Oh boy, I'm going to use that 10 more times today. All right, here I found a copycat Sonic Ocean Water. Here's what it's so easy to make and so refreshing. It's perfect for parties or a hot summer day. It's made with water, sugar, coconut extract, Sprite, and food coloring. Yeah, you're right. That's it. That's it.
I mean, do I take a victory lap? My hick knowledge is legion.
Yeah, there you go.
No one's surprised by this, right?
Yeah. Well, there you go. You get this one. This is a positive, but the negative is when we learn that you wash with your hand. You don't use any kind of a washcloth or anything like that. You just take soap and put it on your hand, and you wash with your hand. That's a little bit strange. You want to do a monologue? What do you say?
We
do
can
a
definitely do a
little
monologue.
today? Okay, we can do a monologue. We do it every day here. Let's do it. Bring the curtain back. Turn the house lights up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. Please welcome to the Comfort Nest Lounge, final show of the week. We do this every night, Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Central Time. And now, without further ado, let's bring to the stage your master of ceremonies. He's here every night. James Parker. There you go.
Yeah,
James
whatever.
Parker.
Yeah, you're a beautiful crowd.
James Hieronymus Parker. There you go. Hieronymus. Have to give you a middle name.
Why can't I, dude? On a day like today, shouldn't it be James Windsor Parker?
I went with Hieronymus. Can't change it. It's etched in stone, my friend.
All right. In Seattle, teachers are on strike, demanding more money. They say due to school underfunding, they're expected to pay for their own supplies like pencils and poster boards.
I'm sorry. We're already off to a bad start. You want to try that again?
In Seattle, teachers are on strike.
Sorry.
In Seattle, teachers are on strike demanding more money. They say due to school underfunding, they're expected to pay for school supplies like pencils, poster boards, and condoms.
Oh, there you go. Oh, the crowd is going crazy.
I speak it every day.
All right.
Veterinarians are warning that giving marijuana to pets can produce side effects, and it's true. My cat smoked weed once, and he ate 10 bags of Meow Mix.
Meow, 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 meow.
According to Page 6, Madonna's new boyfriend is 41 years younger than she is. He says despite their age difference, he cannot keep up with her. For example, she can play 6 bingo cards at a time. 6, Pug, that's a lot. I can only do like 3 or 4.
It's got that stamper thing.
According to a new study, using the internet too much can cause psychological problems. The good news is help is available online. No, you could have booed that one. Thank you. September is still National Childhood Obesity Awareness Month. Sadly, our kids are now so fat, Garanimals only comes in cows and pigs.
Oh, boy. Look at that. Making fun of fat kids. He's not afraid. He's not afraid. Try and cancel him. He ain't worried.
Jesus. Today is Iguana Awareness Day. Iguanas have fallen out of favor in recent years because they can't save you money on car insurance.
No, they can't. They're big liars. They're liars. Step on them. They carry AIDS.
And that's stupid. And finally, happy birthday to Senator Bernie Sanders, who turns 81 today. If you want to send him a gift, he could use a comb. Use a comb.
Use the comb. That's funny. All right, James, how was your day today?
All right, can I Pugs, you have the ability to do this more so than anybody. So make me care. Okay. Make me care about Queen Elizabeth dying.
Oh, make you care? I can't make you care. Look, I've explained this on the noon show. I am a royal hag. I am a historian. I love all of this stuff. I know about the cousins. I know how they're all related. I know about their divorces and their scandals. I know it all, and I explained this on the noon show today. This isn't because, I'm just like, oh, I just love the whole princess thing. And oh, Diana. No, it's not that. It's not that. That is not, I'm not taken by the majesty of it all. I don't have any dreams of it. No. You want to know? Here's James. You want to know why I'm fascinated with this family? And I have been consistent with this. Because from the time that I was old enough to understand the concept of God created all men equal, I have never been able to wrap my mind around the idea that our cousins across the Atlantic, who in every single way possible seems to be exactly like us. In this one instance, subscribe to a delusion that some group of people, one family in their country, is somehow magic people from God. And they all agree with this. They all, in every other respect, the British people, if you've ever had any British friends, you'll see that they're just like us. They're normal. They talk more sophisticated, but other than that, they're just like us. Except for the singular mass delusion that they all subscribe to as a nation. And that is that one particular family is magic and better than them. And they're all fine with it. That's why I'm obsessed with it. I can't
Okay.
make you care about it, though. I can only make you as outraged as I am.
Well, I like that take on it because what you have described has been basically every society throughout all of human history until about 5 months ago, or really until about America. There's some notable exceptions in there where they didn't have dynastic, rulers, democratic Athens or part of Roman history, and there's other exceptions, but for the most part that's the norm, dude. We're the exceptions to the rule. That there's nothing weird about the Brits for thinking that a family is like divinely inspired to be their divinely appointed. What is called divine rights. They have the divine right to that. The Dutch had it, the Germans had it, the Swedes had it, everyone's had it. Russians had it, the Chinese, Japanese, all of them. They've all done some version of kings. Indus River Valley, Sub-Saharan Africa. That's the norm, dude. Even like Indians running around here had chiefs. That's the norm, and a lot of times it just gets passed down through the family. So we're the exception, and so.
No, we're not. It's not the norm in 2022. What you described is true, but you're talking
No,
about.
well, I'm talking about all of
You're
human
talking about a
history,
time period.
basically.
Yes, absolutely. But thankfully, we evolve as societies and as cultures, and we here sitting here in 2022, we have evolved to a point that a long time ago, 200 something years ago, we all got together and decided that, you know what, that's stupid, and it's really crazy to think that one person is more important to us because God said so. And one man, one vote, and democracy, and all of that stuff was the natural result of our evolution as people, as a society, as the way we think, and as the way we strive to interact with one another. We used to need somebody to be the butcher up on the hill telling us what to do, but we've evolved past that. So yes, what you describe is the norm of history, but it hadn't been the norm in about 200 years, and let's focus on modern history. There are no new kingdoms James, popping up, at least not
Right.
in the first world.
So it's a little more recent than that. We are a huge anomaly in history, just in the fact that you had a civilization be able to exist so far away from its leader, it could not be governed, and so we never really had a king. Technically we did, but we didn't. It wasn't a functional king. It's not like, well, I can go petition the king. Well, that'll take 8 months to get an answer. He's like, well, we can't wait. We'll all be dead by then. So what are we going to do? And so we had the self-government just by the luck of geography. And the norm, though, I mean, that's what you got to look at is like, when did France last have a king? Late 1800s. When did Russia last have a king? Was that 1917?
Yeah.
1915? Right. That's barely 100 years ago.
No, but it's a different world. We live in a completely different world. We have evolved. I know that you're looking to say, that you're right. 1915 as compared to say 10-5, right? The year 10-5 with the Viking invasions and all that. You're right. There's a much excuse me. My point is this: the world is completely different, and I think that history was pretty much the same for about 1,000 years, and then we had a couple of things occur, beginning with the Industrial Revolution, and now we have the tech boom. I don't think it's fair to say that for 900 years there was very little progress made with humanity, and to say that because of that we had these institutions of a monarchy. We just didn't change. We didn't evolve, but then we did evolve, so we're different now. I don't think I'm articulating it well, but my point is there are no new monarchies. This is not an idea that is embraced by the modern human man.
Yeah, and after we've gotten rid of it, it's really hard to imagine that ever coming back because because before the
No,
Roman
no, wait a
Republic.
second. You are making you are differentiating though between dictatorships and monarchies, right? Because
Yes, yeah,
I'm okay.
because like the
A
big
popular
example.
monarchy will never be around again.
No, the big example that everyone's familiar with, the Roman Republic. Before that, they had kings. After that, they had kings. But they had a nice little 700-year chunk there where it was a republic, and they had, some democratic norms and some representative republics and some rights and crap thrown out there. But it can come and it can go away. It can go back to kings, or it has been able
Yeah.
to do that throughout history. I think we're at the point now to where I don't think it can go back to kings like it used to.
No, yeah, no. Because I think that's human evolution. I think we don't look at each other anymore in the sort of caste system that was maybe common back then. You knew your place, and there were people who were nobility, and there were people who were better than you, and you didn't question that. That has been shattered. That has been shattered in the last 100 years. The way that we think, whether it's the influence of like Western or sorry, we don't think that way anymore. I think it's foreign to raise a child in the modern world thinking that there are people who are just inherently better than them because of their station in life. That was the only way to live back then, because you get your head cut off if you got out of line.
I have a feeling most peasants didn't believe that, but if you ask them, they would say that. But they're like,
You know?
they're not better than me. They're just human beings that get to
Oh, I don't
take
know, man.
baths and
I don't
have
know.
shoes and stuff.
I don't know. I
You think some of them? I mean, I'm
yeah,
sure some idiots really
absolutely.
believed it, but
I think that all they had was their faith in their religion, and whether or not they were normal and the people who they bowed down to were somehow anointed by God was important to them. I think they completely believed it. They didn't have anything. They didn't have anything. Religion and following the rules of religion and believing everything that is said in the Bible or whatever kind of crazy religion. I don't know what year we're talking about, but they were told, yeah, it was their faith. Part of their faith was that they were not as good as these people.
so why are these goobers holding on to the monarchy?
I don't
What's their
know.
deal?
Disney. It's Disney, dude. I am convinced. If we're talking about, again, we're talking about the death of Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning monarch in British history.
Probably any history. Damn.
Dude, it is Disney. That's why. It is. You take the royal family. Look, I've been to London a couple of times. I love England. I love it. It's such a cool place. But if I wasn't visiting Buckingham Palace, or if I wasn't watching the changing of the guards, if I wasn't going to the museums and seeing all of that sort of British royal, there's nothing to do. I don't know what I'm doing. Where am I? I may as well be in Belgium. I mean, there's like they define themselves by their royal family, and I think to some extent you take that away from England, like I don't know, they're already reeling from losing their empire. They're reeling from the fact that we are so superior to them. They are reeling from the fact that they don't control Africa outright anymore. Right? This is all.
Well, here's the weird part about it, because I'm not saying you're wrong, and Ross is kind of saying the same thing. Tradition, plain and simple. They just love it. But she's not even really that British, isn't she? Half German,
Wait, who?
and her dad is like
Oh, they're
half
almost entirely
German.
German. They are entirely the Germans are the real name is the real family name is. Wait, are they Hohenzollern's or are they Habsburgs? Whatever it is, they're one of those families.
They're
And
like
the royal,
Holsteins or something.
yes, the royal family name was a very German family name until World War One. They made up the name Windsor. The family name of Windsor is
Because
taken.
it was like Wiedersburg or something. Wiederstein.
It was Habsburger, Hohenzollern, one of those great Germanic houses is where they came from. They won a war. Germany won a war like 300 years earlier, and they've been, the kings of England have been Germans ever since. So they were German, and then in World War One, the royal family changed their name to Windsor because they were at war with Germany, and it was bad press. It was the beginning of the press and the media,
Okay.
and so they changed their name to Windsor, which was the name of one of the royal castles. They just took the name Windsor.
Yeah, that's
think
what the
Windsor-
Habsburgs did. Their real name's something else. They just took the name of the castle Habsburg.
People think that Windsor Castle is named after the family. It's not. It's the other way around. The family took the name Windsor from Windsor Castle.
Cool. Yeah. So when you go back to that spell, there was like the Queen Victoria, who her kids ended up either marrying into or being monarchs. Her grandchildren ended up being monarchs of World War One. So when you looked across the monarch of England, Austria, Kaiser Wilhelm, and Tsar Nicholas, they're all cousins,
Oh,
and she
they're all related.
and
They're
she's all, like
yeah.
all four of their grandmother, right? Queen
Yes.
Victoria was. And
She
she
spread her
gave
kids all over Spain, France, Germany, England, and Russia. They were all cousins, and they all hated each other. Tsar Nicholas and King Edward, and they were all cousins who were basically raised to rule their little pockets of Europe. This is
yeah.
the
So
whole
Kaiser
origin of
Wilhelm
one
and Tsar
percenter thing.
Nicholas are first cousins. Kaiser
Yeah,
Wilhelm and Tsar
their moms.
Nicholas
Yeah, their
are
moms were sisters.
first cousins.
Yeah, how crazy is that? Whereas there
That's
was
wild.
some.
Apparently, she gave half of them hemophilia too.
What is the name? I can't find the name of the real name. Because it doesn't. You would think that those.
You've told me this before, and
Yeah, I know.
I went and did a little searching after you told me this one time, and it was all true. And like I didn't think you were lying, but it's an amazing
Maybe some.
story.
Hold on. What is the real?
I don't think it's Habsburg because the
No,
Habsburgs
it's not.
felt
It's not
they
Habsburg.
incested themselves out of the loop after like 800 years.
It's not Habsburg, but it's one of those traditional German houses. I keep wanting to go back to Hohenzollern, but I don't know that. What is the real German name of the British royal family? All right, let's see. This ought to give us something. Hey, oh, look at that. Someone's asked it before because it finished. Saxe-Coburg and Gotha. That's what it is. Saxe-Coburg. That's the big German house. In 1917, the name of the British royal house was changed from the German Saxe-Coburg and Gotha to the English Windsor because of anti-German sentiment in the United Kingdom during the First World War. Yeah, they're Germans, and they're just playing. We all British. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're Germans. You are not British people. And you know Prince Philip, who was Queen Elizabeth's husband for 60 years or whatever they were, he's Greek. He was the Prince of Greece. His mom was the Queen of Greece. His dad was the King of Greece. And after World War II, they got kicked out and had to come hiding with their friends, the British royal family in England, and that's how Elizabeth and Philip got hooked up. Yeah. So that was a union between the royal family of Greece and the royal family of England, who is also the royal family of Germany.
Okay, so like her dad is German, but her mom is English.
Queen Elizabeth II?
Yeah, this
No,
Elizabeth.
her dad is King Edward. King Edward. Her dad is the king. Her dad is the king with the stutter, the King's Speech. If you ever saw that movie, that's Queen Elizabeth's dad. His brother was Prince Albert, who was elevated to king, but then fell in love with the American Wallace Simpson and abdicated the throne, which meant it then fell to Elizabeth's father. Elizabeth wasn't even in the direct line of succession. It was only because her uncle, who was king, couldn't be married to an American divorcee, so he abdicated the throne and he gave it to his little brother, who was Elizabeth's dad, who wasn't ready for it because he had a bad speech impediment. And there you go. Do you know, there's a documentary, James, that you have got to see. It is, I think I've talked about it before. It is one of the coolest docs I've ever seen. It traces back from William the Conqueror. Okay, so it begins with William the Conqueror and the Norman invasion and all that. Okay,
1066.
and it traces back. If there was an unbroken line, who is the true king of England today? If there was an unbroken line from William the Conqueror, because it's been split up so many times, like
Sure.
like other people. So they went all the way back, and
There's got to be like 1,000 people who would fit that bill, right?
there is one particular dude, and he lives in Australia, and he is super white trash, and he is the authentic king of England. He is, if you go down the line of succession, and he didn't know it. And the filmmakers found it out, and they're like, "Do you know who you are?" He's like, "Yeah, when I was growing up, they always said that like our family had connection." You know, it's like, okay, but it's so funny because if there was an unbroken line of succession, the degradation to whatever William the Conqueror's gene pool was, it's really funny. It's like Total Australian Hicks. And not even like outback Hicks. This is like urban Australian Hicks. Like they live in a neighborhood, but yet still have a goat tied in their backyard. You know what I mean? It's like that.
Man, I'm not related to any of those people.
No, I mean, actually, I am. We come from the Lords of St. Alban. We've traced our Irish history back, and we've got some pretty interesting stuff. Nothing that I can cash in on, but just fun stuff to fill the kid's head with. When you're teaching the kid about his family.
All right, so I think with all this like monarchy talk here in 2022, we kind of need to like just sort of look around and be like,
hold on, can I stop you? Because Jeff says he Googled and he's not finding Saxe-Coburg-Gotha. He says he Googled and it came up Mountbatten Windsor, which is the official name of the British royal family currently, Mountbatten Windsor. Jeff, I'm guessing that you probably Google searched what is the last name of the British royal family, because Mountbatten Windsor is the last name of the British royal family. Saxe-Coburg-Gotha used to be, but they changed it in 1917, it says here. Go ahead, James. Sorry.
That's a super German setup. I don't remember where I was going. What was it talking about?
Oh, man. I'm sorry. I just didn't want that. It's acting like I'm making stuff up. I don't know. You were talking about, hey.
Oh, yeah. No. I remember. One of the metrics on whether or not you're in a good country, like this is a good country to live in, is it run by a king? Because if it's 2022 and your country's still actually run by a king, not like a figurehead like Queen Elizabeth, but we're talking, Brunei or Malaysia.
Yeah.
If Saudi Arabia fits the bill, Qatar.
Yeah, if your country in 2022 is still run by a king, that means that there's two classes. There is
Syria.
abject poverty, and then there is like a royal class. So just hope that you're in the royal class.
Yeah, you know what? Here's just a rule of thumb. If you're in a country that's literally run by a king, like Syria or something, get the hell out.
There you go. Get out. Find democracy. Find somewhere where one man, one vote is the law of the land. That's what you're going to... James, here's something fascinating since we are here celebrating the glorious life, James.
Celebrating.
Of Queen Elizabeth, Liz. Here's something. First of all, okay, so... This is kind of cool. We questioned this earlier today. We weren't sure when the news broke on the noon show that she had passed. Charles, instant elevation. There is no waiting around. The minute she flatlines, he became the King of England. He is right now the King of England. There is King Charles III. That is the official name that he is going to be going with, King Charles III. As of her death, he was king. Now they will do a big coronation. I imagine that'll probably come after the first of the year. They got to get through the death. Do you know what this funeral is going to be like in London, dude?
It's going to be like George Floyd's. It's going to be that nice.
It's going to be that nice. It's going to be. Remember how beautiful Sonny Bono's was when Cher got up there? She just gave that speech. It's going to be just as beautiful.
Like times two. Yeah.
No, it's going to be insane. It is going to be absolutely insane. We're talking about unexpectedly just sudden millions and millions. Anyway, so he is now the king. But because he's now the king and because she died, here's something that also is tied in with having a monarch. James, have any idea of all the shit that they have to change now? They have to change
all the money, right?
They have to change all the money. James, they have to change entire sentences from their national anthem. There are entire sentences that reference the Queen specifically. They got to change that. They got to I mean, this isn't just, your radio station was purchased by another company and now you're getting, new coffee mugs and different stationery. No, this entire country, everything is named for her as the reigning sovereign. All the money. Queen's death. What needs to change now? From money to post boxes and the national anthem. The Queen's portrait is all over stamps, coins, and notes, and her initials adorn post boxes, uniforms, government ships, the military, dude. Everything, every single boat. Well, I guess it doesn't have to. I was going to say because all the boats say HMS for Her Majesty's service.
Or
But I
His
guess,
Majesty.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess His Majesty. I guess that works. Okay, so they don't have to repaint all the boats. HMS is going to stay. But all of the signs, like they're showing pictures here. All of the businesses, all of the government entities, like for instance, they're showing a big sign right here. It's etched in stone. This was chiseled in stone into the side of a building. Her Majesty's Passport Office. I mean, these things all over the city have to change. They all have to be changed to His Majesty or whatever. I mean, it's well, they went all in with the Queen, and they had 70 years where they could get used to, her imagery being everywhere, and now that's suddenly going to change. They say, James, they say that it could take 10 years. 10 years to change everything over. And by that time, we might not even have Charles. It might be William's turn.
Watch, they're gonna get it all switched over, and then it's gonna be a chick again.
It's going to be, yes, it'll be just
I don't
so
know how it'll happen, but it'll be a chick again. They'll have to change it all back. They'll just leave a flipboard.
According to reports, the funeral and the subsequent coronation of Charles will each cost GDP an estimated £6 billion? £6 billion they're thinking this is going to cost between the funeral and the coronation. That's a lot of off-duty cops being hired to stand in street intersections.
So I was looking into for when I die. Like I do not want it to cost my family anything because I'm not going to be leaving them a whole lot, and I don't want to be wasting it on monuments or whatever, funerals for me or a casket or whatever.
Yeah.
So I looked it up because I just wanted to see if it was legal. Because what I want is for when I die for them to just dump my body in the woods. Just drive me out in the middle of nowhere. I won't know. I don't need. There doesn't need to be some sort of monument. You don't need to get a gravestone. No one's gonna come.
No, I don't want
my
that either.
Old ass anyway. And so just dump me in the woods. Don't pay to have me cremated. Don't pay to have me taken in. And they got to store me in the morgue in the locker or have the embalming for all that. That costs money. The casket that costs money. To have my dead ass sitting at the wake, that costs money. If you want to have a wake, but don't take the extra expense to have my carcass there. Just go when I die, just have it whenever it's official. Just throw me in the back of a pickup, drive me out in the woods, and just dump me. Let the animals.
Just dump you in the woods. That's,
yeah.
All right.
So I looked it up, and you can't do that.
Done. Let me write that down. Done.
Please, yeah.
Should I be in charge at the end of your life? And if I am, shit went crazy for both of us.
Well, just remember this date. Hey, remember that day the Queen died? Go check out that episode. That's when he told me his last wishes, and that'll stand up in court.
Yeah.
But you can't, legally speaking, you can't do that. Now, what you can do, because when I looked this up, I was living in Louisiana. You can apply for a green burial, where they can put you in a green casket, which means it's just a cardboard box. And they still have to bury you. I think it's like at least 6 feet deep or something like that. But you can go the minimalist route, but you have to. I think there's like paperwork involved.
Why? What do you care? You'll be dead. Honestly, I don't care. What are you going to do? What if nobody claims my body? Just what you're going to burn me up? That's fine. I don't care. What does the county do with unclaimed body? Homeless people die all the time.
Right? But if there's money that's going to go to Mason or going to go to filling your carcass with embalming fluid so they can have an open casket wake. No. So what do you want? Just stamp it on this episode because I'll remember too. What day did the Queen die? That was the day that Pugs gave us his last will and testament on the show.
I know exactly what I want. I've been consistent in this for at least 30 years. I want to be cremated. And I want to be, now that I have a son, this will work. I want to be cremated, and I want my son to be forced to carry my gross dead ashes around with him from house to house, job to job, family to family for the rest of his life. I want to be that burden. I want to be on the mantle when my great-great-granddaughter throws a party when her parents go out of town at 17, and some teenager, dibs a joint in my whatever it is, my box of ashes. I don't care. I want that. I want to be that level of burden. I want them to have to worry about where great-grandpa's ashes are. I think that would be fun for me. That's what I want.
Well, I used to have the concern that if you get cremated, they can't go back and clone you because you won't have any DNA left. But if you do get embalmed and they bury you and there is a headstone and they can maybe go back and salvage some of your DNA from your carcass and make a clone out of you.
Good luck with that out in the woods. You're going to be torn apart by coyotes. And now you're talking about how the better option for you is to leave an intact corpse so science might be able to clone you in the future. It's over. You get one spin on this big blue marble, James. When it's over, it's over. Just go with what comes next. Stop,
Right,
stop trying to control what happens next.
well, I think maybe down the line, like my grandson or great grandson or great great grandson, someone's going to be like a fantastic scientist, and they're going to go try and like clone their oldest ancestor, and that'll be me because But luckily, they didn't let me throw my carcass in the woods like I wanted. I had to be embalmed and put in a casket and put in the ground with a headstone, and so
What
they
do you
knew
think?
where I
You're
was.
not going to disintegrate? You think that within 10 generations, or what are we talking about? You're talking about great grandkid, whatever. You're talking about 30, 40 years from
Well,
now. You
look,
disintegrate. You're gone. You're an
hey.
ooze. You're a
So
wet
no,
box.
no. I saw this documentary,
Hang in the
Jurassic
wood.
Park, and if they can bring back dinosaurs, they could bring back my ass.
All right, good. Well, first of all, we ain't going to start bringing people back, James. This is a part of the whole overcrowding conversation that we always have. You want everybody to have 40 kids and bring everybody back. You're out of your mind. We ain't bringing people back. Why don't we try and save? You know what? I don't even think that. Never mind. I don't even think we should work that hard at saving people. I think that people need to be gone when they're gone. I think
part of my inspiration for this, I've got to give credit to GI Joe, because in the cartoon series of GI Joe, Cobra Commander and Destro, as smart and evil as they were just not getting over the top of GI Joe, and so their big plan to finally get the upper hand was to make Serpentor. And what they did is they took the DNA from the world's greatest conquerors and they spliced them together. So they took like Genghis Khan and Napoleon and Attila the Hun and all the world's worst. I don't think Hitler was in that episode.
Hitler in there? No. Okay.
Hey, this was a crazy 30 minutes, man, when you were a kid, the episode where they made Serpentor. So the idea of bringing people back from history, is, I'm not the first person to think of this. Hell, it was an episode of GI Joe. It's where Serpentor came from,
okay.
right? So look, I'm not a crazy person for thinking this. It was literally like a whole subplot of a childhood cartoon.
Well,
and
I don't think that's going to happen. You're not going to be called. First of all, the chances of your distant genetic offspring being the one that figures out how to reanimate dead people. What are the odds of that? What is that of the person who's going to figure that out? If someone is going to that, it's your great. First of all, very low odds on that. Yeah, I don't know. I think
so. Let's say that person does exist, and of course, it's not going to be my relative. But what if they want to bring back Julius Caesar? You don't think that would be a cool thing for humanity to go dig up his bones, and somewhere in the marrow they scrape out a full sequence of DNA?
With the timeline. I think that you are.
It's a different guy. It's just his genetic clone.
Christian boy. Yeah, that's what you're doing. You're tempting fate with that kind of nonsense. I don't want to travel in no time machine. I don't want to go. Actually, I would go. Let me ask you this question since it just popped up. Would you rather go forward in a time machine or back in a time? You want to go forward,
dude? Haven't we had this conversation? I couldn't go back before 2017.
Oh,
that's as far back as I want to go.
But you're visiting. You're just visiting.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then I'll go back to whenever. No, but I would if I had to go somewhere and stay, it's definitely forward. Even if I had to go somewhere just to visit, it would be forward.
Forward? How forward? How much forward? What are you talking? I'd be interested to see like 100 years in the future.
Here's what I want. As far as I can still understand what they're saying, if English evolves into something else I don't understand in 500 years, I don't want to go past that. I want to be able to talk to everyone around me. All right, I don't have to learn a new damn language.
Well, you're gonna talk funny because societal language changes anyway, just generation.
Right,
so you're gonna sound like somebody from.
I'll sound like Canterbury Tales. In 500 years.
Or like, Wild Bill Hickok. You'll have like some kind of.
Well, just think about it. If I go 400 years in the future, I'll sound like the King James Old Testament. If I go 700 years back, I'll sound like Chaucer in Canterbury Tales. If I go like 300 years back, I'll sound like Shakespeare.
All right.
So you kind of going forward. yeah, I don't know. Maybe it evolves faster too. Because
All right, what else you got? We got anything else we want to talk about here tonight, or are we running out? We're running out of stuff. I'm out of steam. I'm trying to see if there's anything else here.
I'm going to the Cowboy game on Sunday,
Yeah,
and are we crashing at your place, or do I need
yeah,
to find?
yeah. I'll touch base with you tomorrow. We'll get all that worked out. But
Is
yeah,
that dog gonna eat me?
the dog. We're gonna work the dog. We're gonna work a situation with the
I
dog.
could go somewhere else. Just give me a heads up.
No, of course
Okay.
not. You're welcome here. It's not hard to do with the dog. We just put the dog doors in. The dog can't come in the house, and you can't come in the backyard. There you go. Respect the dog's backyard, and
Cool.
that's fine. Just don't. The dog will stay, in the backyard between my place and the house. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
All right, that all sounds good. I mean, I have a bunch of people I can stay with, but you're right next to the airport, so
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I to be honest, I haven't asked Damel yet, but I will, and he never has an issue with this kind of thing. So, yeah. So what are you gonna do? So what are you gonna need? You're gonna you're gonna probably go out after the game, right? You're gonna go out for a little bit of fun on Sunday night, and then you'll be by here around what time?
midnight.
Yeah, just let me know, because I'm gonna have to stay up and make sure you get settled and all that. So don't kill me, a-hole. You know what I mean? Don't like be strolling in at 3:30, and I'm like, oh, I've been waiting up for you. I'm kidding. Have fun. Come in whenever you want. I don't care. It'll be fine.
Are you going to be down to hang out? Like after the game, should we come hang out with you, or should we go to that little village next to the stadium? Are you down?
Here's what I would say. Whereas I would love to hang out with you, I don't really want to go out and spend money on booze on
hear you.
Sunday. You know what I mean? Sundays, you absolutely have to hang out in that area by the stadium. You have to go have that experience. That's a wonderful place. What, Arlington? Is that like the rudest thing ever? First of all, he's 7 minutes early. He just jumps up. I wasn't done. I had something else that I wanted to talk to him about, and now I can't. Oh, John, I didn't know you grew up in Tampa Bay. I thought John was a Texan. I thought you were a full-blown Texan, fully formed Texan. Turns out John's from Tampa Bay. If you're from Tampa Bay, if that's where you grew up and the Bucks are the team of your Ute, then go ahead. You're always allowed to root for the team of your youth over the team that you live in. Or you know what I mean? Like I root for the Cowboys. Like the Cowboys are the team. I live here, and they're the local team, so I root for them for the local team. But there's like a heart connection there when you start talking about the team of your Ute that you may not have. I'm going to watch Thor: Love and Thunder tonight. Going the other. Apparently that has been posted on Disney. Very excited about this. I wanted to see it in the theaters a couple of weeks. It was just in the theaters a couple of weeks ago. I can't believe that it's already available. Thor was really? Isn't that interesting? I don't know how that could be possible. I am such a fan of the director. And I think that the Thor movies are the best of the individual Avenger movies. Of course, my kid would probably vote for Spider-Man. He loves the Spider-Man movie. I like the Thors. I like Ragnarok. I think is the best of them. Is it the best? It's one of. It's certainly the one I think I enjoyed the most first time I watched it. But I really liked Endgame too, though. Endgame was good. What are you gonna do? Tip the show if you can. That would be a great help, folks. We didn't make it last month. We're behind the 8 ball, so push all month long. I'm going to make these announcements. If you can help out the show, please do. It's greatly appreciated. Cash App, Venmo, whatever you can do. Whatever you can do. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. We're going to be high noon tomorrow, noon Central Time, 12 p.m. We're here every Monday through Friday. Topics, current events, headlines. You know the drill. All the things that are happening in the world, we'll try and run through them tomorrow at noon, right here on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. Thank you so much, folks. We'll see you tomorrow at noon. Come on, come on. Tell your friends. Smile.